All right, guys. Infinite Tarot 888. This is going to be a quick one for Leo. Leo. You've been hiding out or something. Some of you guys are, look at this, have been waiting for the perfect timing, is what I'm hearing. Needing time, cycles, it takes time. Whatever you're dealing with, it takes time. And it's almost like God has been, for a lot of you guys, you've been learning how to be patient for, because for some of you guys, with this, this little hourglass right here, people could think, you got to do things in a hurry, but you're not on earthly time here. This is something you got to connect with the universe, with God. It could be over a heartbreak, deep hurt and sadness, feeling lost, grieving, despair, and breakup. You know, I don't know about y'all, but when I saw grieving right there right away, it's almost like whoever hurt you, because look, over here it says healing heart. And this could have been even a twin flame of yours. Weird. But let's get to it. This the first thing that came to my mind was like you could have been grieving. Maybe you could have had a parental loss, similar to what I went. And here you are you're going through spiritual attack. Is picking up on that too, and your person knows it. For some of you guys, if you go to my for community post, there's a video where the kid is 144, as I said, that where the kid is possessed. So this person can't be bullshitting around and saying, "Oh, you were this and that," and you weren't going through no problems. You were going through some issues because your kid could have been possessed. There was things that was going on, and for some of you guys, maybe you didn't have help from nobody. I went to, through my beginning of my awakening, when things started to kind of go, I started to go to the church that I went to, the priest, where I actually got married. And I was in separation or moving in a different direction, it, and so I was trying to go with the process. But with this hourglass, this person, you know really could have hurt you. It's been taking you time to heal. And look at this, partying. This person, like, if you lost a loved one, this person, instead of being by your side or anything, feeling bad, that bitch, if you're a man, that bitch was out here like this. And you could have brought it up to her, like, what the hell? And your family didn't really communicate with you. They weren't synced to you. O sea, this person had already manipulated it. And for some of you guys, I don't know, you could have been in the position where I was. As part of my testimony to help you guys, it was hard because, part of generational curses, the repeated kind of crap. I wanted to break away. Things weren't working out. We had our business. This person was just greed. You couldn't, no le puedes decir nada, no sabía. A person that doesn't want to learn. Big, they call it big boss bitch acá, pero puro pedo. She only knew what I had taught her a little bit. And hard-headed, like when it came to doing inventory. Anyways, let me get at it. You guys could have been dealing with somebody like this. Maybe both of you guys work together and she could always be flirting with employees, and that's why you were like, vámonos a la chingada. And for a lot of you guys, this was where your transformation should have been, going easily. But this person with this time here, it's like they wanted you out. They already had plans. If they already had turned your family against you, or even if your family didn't want to go through, oh, you can't separate, that kind of BS, what are the people going to think? Fuck that. I don't care. If they ain't married to me, I will tell you. And see, a lot of you guys, you have parents that stuck in a relationship a huevo, and they didn't want you to move on. Financially, holding you, and it's crazy. And some of you guys, now that you've healed, here they want to call you. Hey, how you doing, man or woman? What do you mean? They're a snake, man or woman. Like I said, now that you healed and you're coming up, because what I'm getting with this, look, you've healed, you've gone through the process. For some of you guys, this person, man or woman, because I know some women, when I was going through my process, I mean, homeless, this person put me in a position where I had to leave, you know, with it was a conspiracy. Like the more that God has, there's a reason for the Leo that, or a cross watcher, you were dealing with the Leo that put you in a position and turned everybody around. Don't sit there and try to be angry. You're not going to understand it. You got to pull the emotions back. Go to God. Because I asked God, why? You know, why am I going through this? And I couldn't get a straight answer until later, little by little, because I had so much manipulation, amarres. You guys seen the jars that I found? All kinds of shit. And little by little, once you start to learn how to control your emotions, because they already put you in a position. You look crazy. And here's the thing. I was aligned with God. I wasn't perfect. I was still drinking. I was still doing my thing. But you can't judge me. Look at the disciples that Jesus picked. And this woman's a one Christian. And I've been having a hard time doing even content because it's like this back and forth pulling me back, and I want to say my testimony, but you know, I'm waiting for God to give me the full release, and he'll tell you little by little. But this person, look, they wanted your time to run out. They already had intentions. You see this person back here? For some of you guys, they were dealing with your relative or you know, one of your friends. Descarado, descarada, cochinas. You know, not even a different person. No, it was somebody close. Look, and they knew it. Like, how do you have your ex running around and greeting like everybody acá, and I'm over here aguitado, and I gotta say, fuck that bitch with love, fuck that hoe. You don't do that, and it brought anger because the way like this person, their their mom had abandoned them, and I don't even want to get in there. God said that when the time comes, and it's only for you guys to understand how it's so important for you to know who you're gonna get married. And see, back then we make fun of people, oh, in other countries where they're actually, you know, like arranged marriage. We laugh about that, but see, those people know, they know what demons or sins their families has. And when I tell you, when God tells me, because he's good, he's been telling me that's coming. And the reason why is because when God was, you know, was talking through me, I would be telling her, look at this thing that says Derek Prince, the pastor Derek Prince that passed over. I didn't know too much, but she did. And some of you guys, you're dealing with people like that. Your parents, your mama could be so religious, but yet she's betraying you. Betraying you. Right in your face, smiling. And they're religious. And there's a reason that you came here to learn. But for, you know, to learn from that, and it's hard. But you got to pull your emotions. For some of you guys, their time is up. Their time is up. Where did that other card go? Their time is up. And I'm hearing like God gave these people, whoever hurt you, your person, whoever was involved, to right their wrongs. Because some of you guys face time. And you've been seeing that on the news. I don't know if you guys been seeing where people have been coming out of jail that were falsely accused. Falsely accused. Look at this. Phoenix. And now they're going to want to call you. Man or woman is what I'm hearing. Look. For some of you guys, they have a poker face. Oh, I didn't do wrong. For some of you guys, they lied. That's another thing I was getting educated by God on, heard, where they lie in court. Some of you guys, I had like different courts. On one of them, even the judge told her, no, Mrs. Such and Such, there's no way. His family comes from that construction, that industry. And see, God is it's almost like God is your lawyer. Jesus is your lawyer. And they're gonna reopen this. You're gonna you could be sitting, look, for some of you guys, they have this poker face. Oh, they got you on camera, but back that bitch up. See, you guys are dealing with somebody that threw rocks and hid their hand. And in the time frame, because some of you guys were dealing with this during COVID, all the courts were all jacked up. And if you really sit back, I don't know why, but I've told this people, there's an old, and this person was a law enforcement, but older, retired. He goes, because my friendships, they're older people. And he goes, it's fucked up, but people come to, for help, for the police. Oh, this person is after me and I'm scared. What did you do? It's very rare that a person's gonna come. And for some of you guys, you were dealing, they're so scared. You could have been married to this person, but yet they're hiding in your families. It doesn't make sense. And see, this person, they had intentions to hurt you. And guys, I'm telling you, as part of my testimony, and I gotta say it out because it's gonna help some of you guys. And you guys are dealing with people that don't want to take accountability. They don't want to take accountability. When they came to pick me up, supposedly they called, because and they came in and they were like, "Hey, did you threaten your wife?" I said, "Yeah." Well, that's why you're going to jail. I said, "Well, I didn't know that threatening to divorce somebody is gonna be, illegal." And they got that shit on the body cam. Oh, and when I went to court, the same thing. Has he ever hit you? No. Has he ever intended? No. And you guys are dealing, but it's almost like, that's why I mentioned, and I tell people, I said, look, you're angry right now. You feel lost. You feel hurt, because for some of you guys, you helped these people. They didn't have anything, and that's not to say anything, but the way they took the greed and the way they destroyed a whole, like, some of you guys, they could have destroyed a whole family. But wait until you find out how their side of the family, how their mom acquired that house. What did they have to do to blackmail? Look, addictions. For some of you guys, you could have been dealing with addictions, but you were going towards healthy. For some of you guys, you were dealing with somebody that was addicted to, tossing salads. Not today, bitch. I had to say it. Some of you guys had addiction, but if you had addiction, this person did, but they were hiding it. And for some of you guys, it's gonna come out. And look, death. To what? To love. There was no more love. This person, you guys were dealing with somebody, could have even been a soulmate. Look, they needed grounding, but I'm hearing they were more pissed because you were moving on. And guys, when I'm gonna do live and I'm gonna explain a little bit of my testimony and the way I was leaving, because I'm gonna tell you, the priest told me, he goes, you might not make it, mijo, through this spiritual warfare. Like, I took my spiritual journey, I take it very, very personal, but serious. Like, I want to get, when I started to find out about that, I wanted to see, our generation, my kids, their kids, to be better, to be safe, to be prosperous. And like, I took it serious. And I'm not gonna jeopardize, love either. A lot of people are like, what happened with the other one? Look, When my situation and I started going with the legal situation that they were throwing towards me, and it was hard because for some of you guys, like I was dealing with my mom betraying me, my sisters, like everybody turned. And reason because me and my father, he was my confidant, he was my best friend. We were always together, and they were mad. And my mom was jealous like a motherfucker. Like, oh, you don't like your brother. Cabrón no quiere trabajar. Y huevón, he doesn't want to do shit. And it wasn't my fault, like, pero it's hard for some of you guys. When I put that post about generational curse, it's a lot. And it's not just on I'm not just saying like little shit. Like, dude, on my mom's side, they have bullshit like that with brothers and sisters. All of the 8 brothers and siblings that have, like, all my cousins within each you know their parents or whatever, imagine 8 of them, all of them with the same thing. There's 2 brothers or 2 sisters, and they're fighting, jealous. My uncle's the same shit, no se pueden ver. And it's like I was talking to one, I was like, dude, you need to be the pinche ejemplo. You need to be, you know teaching us, by being the, what do they call it, el ejemplo, like, show us that forgiveness is good. No, we chingones here and there, and over some bullshit. And for a lot of us, you guys could have been dealing with Abel and Cain in a woman form or a man form, and it's scary because I researched in the past, and it did come to blood, and it's a spirit. Like, for some of you guys, once you start to look very, very, you gotta look. You can't look at your person or your siblings, and this is where it gets tricky. Yeah, it's gonna piss you off. It's gonna make you angry, and you're gonna want to go towards them in a different way. And this is why it's important for you to pull back, because you're not fighting this. You're not fighting them. Sometimes you are, but there's a spirit behind them, and it's assigned to piss you off. For some of you guys, even with your parents, that's why you feel abandoned and everything. They look and they can't tell you why they hate you. It's a spirit, and you have to be able to guard your heart and your emotions. Very important. This is why you're going through this. So the sooner that you can say, you know what, fuck, I can forgive, but fuck that, I ain't getting close to you. You don't got to deal with these people. You could forgive, let go, and that's for you to move on. You don't got to sit there. Some of them, they don't deserve to be in your presence no more. I mean, anybody could say what they want, but I'm going to tell you one thing. The way that I got betrayed from the one that I was sleeping, and everything that God was guiding me, leaving an insurance policy to benefit my 2 kids, and Ohio, pissed as a motherfucker. I said, man, I'm leaving you a business. You can maintain yourself. I wasn't worried if she was going to be with another man. No. She has the right to be in love with anybody else, even if it wasn't with me, but do the shit right. And then I was leaving a house for them with bills, everything paid off. But in the name of my 2 kids, he pissed. Why this and that? I said, because I want them to be secure and to be able to tell you, you ain't bringing this fucker, go to the hotel. Because you already know what happens. O sea, responsibly. And yes, I was gonna sacrifice because, dude, I already lost my dad. I'm going through spiritual. And I'm trying to, leave my kids. Man, I was going through it. So if you know, if you really look at things and you look at the actions, because you saw the camera that I had a sister going around, look what he's doing, but they weren't saying why. The manipulation. Why wouldn't they open the door? Where are my kids? Man, I thought that something had happened to him because I was leaving también a lifestyle before my dad got sick. I was like, man, I gotta live right. And that's when God came to me. So what do you think is going on? And then they're hiding my kids. No, chinging, fuck them. So for some of you guys, you have this poker face. Look, here's the karma. I mean, the camera. The dragonfly, it says light-hearted and adapt, finding out and change. Things come to light and heal. And for some of you guys, this is where the magic starts. Because once you could forgive and not seek revenge, retaliation, a lot of you guys, you could have lost your reputation. You could have lost the ability to gain a job. Because, dude, when they came for me with that black truck and everything, it wasn't nothing I got. It was I got. So I have that as a record, like, and I still beat it, but still it remains there. The industry, because they look at you, but because of what they had said. I have friends that were like, dude, your sister was calling, your ex said that you were a guy, under a bridge and strung out on, come on. Isn't that like slandered? Man, you don't do that shit. Blowing kisses, unconditional love. This person that you were married or engaged, for some of you guys, they didn't want you to move on. Why? Because that person was reciprocating. They could have been old school. And guys, when I tell you, that's why they backstabbed you. Look, they wanted to cut ties. For some of you guys, you could have had both of them team up on you, like fuck him, and it's fucked up. Because if you were on path with God, for some of you guys, you were on this path. Look, lightning struck. This person's gonna be trying to chase you. You were there. You were the one that God put in their path. But they wanted to play around. Now they want to chase you and chinga when they find out they were wearing a mask. Like if they did that shit where they betrayed you, where they got together and you lost even that partner. Mm-mm. Look, they sabotaged themselves. Mm-hmm. And it's gonna be a shock. They're gonna run. The karma that's gonna come. Look, addictions. For some of you guys, they're if you started to see a change, whoever they started to sleep with, you were getting that energetic. So you could have been like, wait a minute, and you could have told them. I don't know. For some of you guys, I know I did, because I was already, to tell you that God sent me to the other side of the world to learn about the healing things before my old man died, and my old man was, you know how they are, machismo. But it's crazy. It's crazy. Some of you guys, cut down and hammer. Look, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment. This person could have been stone, what do they call it? Gray rock or something, where they ignore you. I didn't know. This is what God started to teach me. Like, oh, this is pinchy, where they're ignoring you. Well, fuck, you're gonna have 100 texts, bitch. Where are the kids? How are you doing? Is everything okay? This is where they reactive abusement, where they wanted you right there. Look, and they were over here teasing, hooking up with a third party, and you could have you know you could have confronted them about that. And what pissed them off, man or woman at this case, if you were dealing with somebody and you already had a third party, but you didn't do it out of vindictive, it just happened. Because there's a difference. Like, I know both of them are gonna hurt, fuckers. I know. And I'm not making an excuse. Guys, I'm not making an excuse. But it doesn't make it right, I understand. But it happened without mal intentions. It's different where you're like, all right, man, I did it. I'm sorry. Mejor ir aquí, we cut it. No, it's okay. And then they go and do it out of spite. That's different intentions. O sea, For some of you guys, you were dealing with that. And what are they going to do? They're going to hit you with somebody close, your brother, your cousin, your friend. And then they pick the ugliest motherfuckers. No, no, what is it? No harm intended with that. But like, no chingas. I fucking almost threw up. I was like, no chingas. And I wasn't mad. Why? Because if how you going to be mad if you've done that? You don't. No, you can't get mad. Plus, like I told you in the beginning, you can't hold nobody back. We change year after year, even in 6 months. A person can change. If you guys don't communicate and you don't change consistently, talking, communicating, being on the same page, you're gonna drift away, especially when you guys are working 2 different jobs. For some of you guys, you could be business owners like I had, and ahí está, cotorreando hasta with the employees, and that's where you want to throw up, like, what that shit. Pero, look, how do you come back from that? And then you're like, no, you sabes qué, mejor me voy para acá. And here's the thing, I wasn't trying to take shit to bring over here, like, I ain't trying to take como se dice, advantage, because I told the other girl too that I was with, I said, look, if you want this shit for real, we're going to start from ground zero. I'm not going to take from this that I built with this family. Leave them out in the cold y acá toda madre, no. We're going to build. If I did it right here, lo vamos a hacer otra vez, hasta más grande. If you believe in me or in us, is what I said. But look, come to find out, you guys were dealing, if you did the same thing, you trusted on another person, you might have left your person, the other one se coyoteó, they chickened out, and here you are. And they probably have it. You later on, you'll find out. He's banging all these, pinchy STDs, or they're sucking. If it's a woman, sucking dick everywhere. I'm just saying. I'm not. Pero self-sabotage. Or for some of you guys, look, because it comes out. You don't know. You don't care, and you could be like me. You don't say shit. This is channeled message for whoever. Look, interested in you, blooming romance, flirting. For some of you guys, you're about to meet somebody. And this girl with the snake, man, or whatever, they think they could get around the king dingaling, whatever, or womanizer, but it's dead. Look, not today. You're going to tell them no, because you're going to remember how you were left out in the cold when you were right here with emotions. For some of you guys, like I said, you have 2 people and you were playing Captain Save-A-Hole or Captain Barbara the Builder, whatever you want to call it. Can we go get some coffee? No, the bitch, I ain't, It says stringing you along, and you could have been dealing with that. And it was a sudden change. Like, for some of you guys, look, you could have been so eager to go help, pero nah, God is creating this right here. They didn't help you when you needed them. And guess what? God was watching. God was watching the whole time. So I'm hearing nobody escapes. Like, it depends on you. How do you want to deal with your situation? Do you take accountability? Like, say, yeah, all these things were happening, I admit, I cheated, and pues I got busted, and I felt, I've caught feelings. Let's do this right, 50-50. But when you have a family, you got to look at it like, I try not to put a blame or anything, and this is what I want you to look at it. Like, they all have responsibility, just like you, like us, that have been in that position. But it depends on how you do it, with what intent. When you purposely try to hurt somebody, like in my case, you trying to take me to jail, take everything, and lie, like, that's my life. You affected me on how I could get a job. I can't with the fucking record, like, you crazy. But see, some people, they don't know, and they don't know that feeling. But for a lot of you guys, God is about to place them in the same position. I told my sister, I said, would you like it if all of us, we took the side of your husband? A ver, you don't know how that feels. But some people, and you're not wishing it on them. But for a lot of you guys, they wanted you, they were so secure trying to testify. They're glad they didn't, because God would have pulled out all these things. But for some of them, they're gonna have to be in those shoes. And a lot of you guys pray for them. Yo, people tell me, you're fucking pendejo. No way. Because you didn't, I couldn't stand up at the moment. And I had to leave my kids where they were secure. I couldn't have them out of here in the street. If you already know how reckless, because guys, I tell people, no matter how bad a person could be, our parents are sacred. Like, we don't want nothing to happen to them. And they could be the worst. They could whip our ass for no reason. They could leave us, without eating, all kinds of shit when we were growing up. Like, the older generation, like for the late bloomers that I was hearing, I'm gonna do a video for you guys. Shit, we know. We It wasn't acá, let me put you in the corner. No, they extension cord, a pinche whip, a horse whip. Vámonos, I learned how to moonwalk, así en chinga, without, no. Well, I yelled, but I wouldn't. And that's how we thought that our parents loved us, for a lot of us. Look, for you guys, you got hope. This is law of attraction articles. It says right here, believing in better days. Fuck. Lift your spirit, optimism fuels emotions, resilience. Find one thing to look forward to today. Like, look for something looking forward to. Focus on that, on what brings you, focus on what brings you light. And look, it's going to require you being open to love again. It says true receiving happens when you release resilience or resistance, and allow all the possibilities to unfold. Let go of rigid expectations today. Embrace whatever comes your way with an open heart. And your intuition, man, this process, by the time you finish, your intuition's gonna be bam. Because for some of us, we were, man, they had us fucked up as kids. We didn't know. I didn't know. And I was telling before my dad passed away, I said, they were trying to lie to me, and I said, "Man, you went to the pinche a hacerle un amarre, dad." And my dad's like, "What?" I started, and Dad, you did, and I didn't, because they didn't want to believe. I said, God is the one. It's funny, but when you're the baddest, the person in your family, the black sheep, we grew up loving the dark part of life, and we probably didn't show it, but it is what it is. A lot of our cousins and everything, they could have been like, man, they thought your family was the perfect ones. They just didn't know. We had to mask it. So when God, Jesus came to me, I was excited. I don't care what age I was. It was just crazy. Because, even though you do bad things or you're in a different lifestyle, a lot of us still have that light within us. And you go by it. Like, nah, I ain't taking that trip up arriba, no. And they'll be like, nah, this coyote. No. Wait, I would wait, and they wouldn't listen. Y ahí están. They'd be like, man, how did you know? I said, dude, I ain't moving if I don't. And then when you start to use your light for good, oh my God, it's amazing. And I'm telling you, if you have the opportunity, even if you haven't had that moment, because it says in the Bible, David chased after God's heart. If I would have known that Like before, my God, I would have been in chinga more. I saw people que, oh, you know, el hermano and this. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't want to be like that. And I was afraid. I said, God, I don't know if I could do this. And I was honest. I don't know. I still do this, that, whatever. But I still love you, you know. But I don't know. I have a lot of respect. And dude, it took me a while. And he's like, look, I created you to be this person. You know what's right. You know what's wrong. You have to balance it. The honesty that you have with your creator, with God, the fuck out of here, man. That's why I tell you guys, love yourself, but you have to love who you truly are. That's why God will break you down. Okay, this is, you know, my essence here. I am a little crazy, but, you know, I do love to dance because there was people, ay, yo no puedo bailar, que no, God created you a certain way and he puts you in places where you're going to flourish. I had people that even before God came, I would meet people that, you know, that were dangerous and everything. They're like, man, Infinite, why do you think this way? Because I made them come out the fucking hood. Hey, man, let's go to Vegas. Let's go over here. You know, sabían, they never been out. They're like, dude, they were just in this lifestyle. And I respect and I love anybody. I don't see people that way. And I had people, they hated at first, the friends, you know, they're all gangsters. And they were like, este puto que quiere aquí. And then when they got to know me, like, dude, I don't care who or what you did. It's just a friendship. I'm loyal. You don't got to worry about all that shit. And this is what I learned. It was the energy of me being able to teach, or without even consciously knowing it, bringing out their inner child. And when you're in a space where, or in a family, or, you know, in a community where you have to be a certain way, and people are going to think, what do? You don't know any better. And when you get to know who you are, you still, you are who you are. Somebody tries to cross the line, you know, it's como Bruce Lee. Before, we weren't like Bruce Lee. We were like right away. But when you learn and you know who you are, ain't nobody gonna fuck with you. They know not to cross that line. But you just don't react no more. You come from light. You come from happiness. That doesn't mean we're not gonna defend ourselves. No, don't get it twisted. No, own yourself. My lady's beautiful, gorgeous. We all made mistakes. That's why it's important, if you come into a situation, like what I get my downloads is like, pay attention who's the one that has encouraged you to break your relationship just because your man, you know, did what he did. Now, if it's repeated and it's un desmadre, I understand you. But a lot of you guys, you really have to look and fuck what anybody says, because a lot of you guys, you didn't get with the person acá. No, you era chingón. He was a fucking badass, and you know it. And then you're getting pissed off. I mean, understand it ain't right, but as a woman, sometimes the enemy, the devil, comes in, and that is to throw you off. And guess who? Your cousins laughing, your aunts laughing over here, your friends, because they broke this bond. Because some of you guys, you had an amazing bond. For some of you guys, it's already tore. They fucked it up and everything. You can't go back. And they say forgiveness. Yeah, forgiveness. But that's why you go to the Creator. Go within and you decide. The persons that come around, oh, did you know that, you know, Juan Carlos y Felipe, whatever his name is, you know, andaba con aquel. Yeah, I already talked to him. We were already squashed it, so párale. And right away, you'll find out. Know who you have around. And this is why it's important. The way I got betrayed, and this is not to be, you know, bad talking. I want you to understand, because a lot of us that got betrayed nasty, cousins, family, friends, They just lost the best friend, loyal, that was ride or die right there. They just lost it. They threw it away over some bullshit. And guess what? That person, you think another group is gonna want them? They're stupid as fuck if they're oh yeah, vente. Like this person maliciously does things to, to break. It's different, like I said, but this person's with that, like within friends or a family, and they Quinchingados are gonna want that. Same thing for my ladies. When you destroy or do something, and you can say fuck you if it, and I understand, but this is what I'm getting this channel message. However that person does you, they don't realize that it's like the Judas that betrayed Jesus. The people are gonna see them that way. How are they gonna get another person? That other person's gotta be stupid. Stupid like a mother. Oh, you got all this. You build it by yourself, like a man looking at a woman. The man, he's gonna be wanting that woman to what? To fuck her over. Whether she does it or not, but most likely, it's almost like betrayer. Another guy that's rich, I mean, money, he's gonna be thinking twice, like fuck that. Energetically, you know, it's already karmic. My ladies, you're a good lady and everything. You already been in. You're on your path, your journey, you're healing. You don't care how that guy. Well, I don't know. For some of you guys, maybe that guy could look hot. He could have money, and then you find out, damn, you had money. You didn't even. You weren't even fair with your ex that had your kids and everything. What are you gonna think of that guy? You're not gonna take him serious. For some of you guys, you're like, fuck that. Paso, paso. So always remember, a lot of the times we don't look at it. Those people, they could take your business. They were already fucking over your employees with money, taxes, whatever. Then they're dealing with your customers. Orale, it's an energetic cord. No, because their wives are gonna be like, oh, you're dealing with the one that fucked over her husband. No, fuck that. Why? Because that energy starts to mingle. Even if it's a guy, he's a con artist. He fucking burned all kinds of companies in a different city, and then he goes like to another state, and then they find, oh no, that's that motherfucker. He took all the money and didn't pay the contractors, and now he's over here. Who's gonna trust this person? Oh man, that's why it's important. And a lot of you guys, you're dealing, with a situation. They took it too far. They tried to play God. And this is what God was showing me in the reels. It's like there's two things. One about the silver bullet, where they set you up to take everything from what do they call it? From taking your kids away, from taking you from your home, no contact. That's the worst thing you could have, you for the kids, most importantly. And it's almost like it's a setup. And the law's getting strict on it. And I asked God why. He goes, you have to go through it, mijo, for you to be able to help men and women that are in this position. Yeah, because for a lot of you guys, it was conspiracy. They did all kind of magic that tenían todo pendejo, man or woman. Here you are trying to commit suicide for entertainment purpose, I'm telling you, or for educational, my bad. It was entertainment for them, seeing you running around. But what happens when God flips that? And they're over here, they can't control their body. Ahí andan. No. People need to, whoever hurt you, if you don't seek revenge and you allow God to work on you, mira, you're gonna be so happy. You're gonna work through your healings. You're gonna right away, you're gonna start to heal your heart. You're gonna be like, you know what? That betrayal, it didn't really define me. It was their insecurities. Oh, I'm so greedy. What am I gonna do? I'd rather leave him out there. I'd rather trash his name so they just deal with me. Not knowing that what you do to others will come back. So the way they betray you, imagine it coming back tenfold. Especially when you're dealing like, hey, like Yo, God is telling us to do this. And then they're Christians. They claim they're so Christians or Catholics, and they're right there and they're doing you harm. Like, it's hard, man. Like, you coming out from, and a lot of us have been through it. And this is where it's very important that you have your emotions, because, yo, you could be needing the help of the person or persons if you have both of your parents alive, and they sit there and turn around and you're facing 15 years on one case, 15 on the other, and watching your ex taking everything and not doing shit, and picking them to work on your fucking family business, and you can't even step foot on there. How and this is your own parent. It's hard. Like, what? For some of you guys, you could be dealing with somebody and you're not sure, and you've been patient waiting, and I'm like, ama, ¿por qué no le hace? Like, scared. I don't know, bitch, but if something is there where it's happening, that is that dirty ass fucking cop or that other mother, todo sale a la luz. They know, some of you guys, your parents didn't work that hard for some fucking dumb bitch or asshole to ruin a whole legacy. Something is there. But I'm gonna tell you, God is gonna expose it. And this is where you gotta pull your energy back. Let God reopen the case. Jesus is gonna be your lawyer. And that conspiracy que estaban así, that's what they're scared, because they took it too far. They wanted to teach you a lesson. And you was protecting all of them. All of them. Más que se hacen pendejos. Real talk. And this is what it's been hard for me to talk, and it's been blocking, and I'm like, God, I don't want to say it. No, because this is wisdom you're going to throw out. This is part of your rebirth. Guys, there's a time that whether you like it or not, you have to surrender. It talks about it where Isaac, I think he had the kid and he was old, and that's everything they ever wanted. And God tested him. Take him up to the hill, Ira, sacrifice him for me. And the kid's like, Dad, we got the sticks, we got this, and we got the fire, but where's the sheep? He didn't know, but he kind of did. No te preocupes, God is gonna provide. Both of them were doing their part. He knew as a child, I'm pretty sure, está vivo, come on. And the dad inside, but who do you have to honor? God. And I'm telling you, it's sometimes we put our parents above or our kids, and I'm gonna tell you, it's the hardest thing, even with our kids. But when you put God first, man, you'll pass this test big time. And I don't know, you can believe me or not, but for all of you guys experience that, and you hate your parents, and you can't hate them. They're being operated by spirits. You came here to conquer this lesson. I'm telling you, all that I explained, this is part of my testimony. What God has for them, for their will, because I don't wish nothing bad. I don't wish them to go to jail. I don't wish them to even be hurt. They're my family. Yeah, they betrayed me. Yeah, they hurt me. I might not want to hang out with them. I don't really, but I don't want them to go through what I went through. It's an entity. This is a mission. Look, I was gonna say, look, grace and adventure. And the whole thing with me is like, the only thing I want, even to this day, as soon as I could be able to, vámonos. And they might not see me no more. Like, I want to leave, move to a different place. This is what, it's like when everything was happening, I was ready to retire y todo, ya tenía todo listo. Mira, me la dieron, pero bien acá. But with this killer whale energy for you guys, dare to do things differently. What did I say? Sing your wild song, manifest your travel dreams, attempt the great journey with confidence. Be loyal. It says, be loyal, friends, and family are your treasures. Be brave. You are powerful than you know. You saw that I stopped, and this is no lie. Look what it says. And this is the deal. When you, and I've noticed, when you pull back your energy, you don't have to respond a certain way. You could be angry and pray for them. You'll see that when God restores it, he's going to restore it in a way that you know anybody could. That's what I'm hearing. Like, God is the master plan. He has a blueprint for all of us. You know, take action. For some of you guys, this action card right here, now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land on your pentacles. Your quick wit and keen sense will lead to you to success. Hold on. For some of you guys, you could be like me. You're like, man, I can't get a job, man, the way everything went. There's something that you're doing or that you're going to learn, some talents, some gifts. Look, you're going to invent it. Self-reliance. Reliance. This is something you're going to tackle. You're going to go in there and you're going to be watching and learning and watching, and you cold like a motherfucker that might not even see you. Let me breathe. But this vibration, baby, that you're going to throw like this. O sea, you're going to stand out. You're going to want to be like this. But no, the way you're going to stand out is like this, vibrant. Hello, with this, very clever. You got a way of looking at things. And then you're mystic. Rebirth. Intuitive. No. Put it in the comments. No, mom is infinite. I am amazing. 51, 51. 66. That's 12. That's 3. Yes, partnership. You want partnership? You want the good one, right? You don't want to be projects, like trying to fix somebody. You want somebody that can, swim on their own, be on their own. Hey, when you look at them, and you could be like two different looking. Yeah. I like that, Harry. For some of you, they said late bloomers, you like them hairy ass men. For some of you guys, for my fellas, yeah, you like being que esté llenita. You want her to, Look, prosperity. Some of you guys, some of you guys have this person. You're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. You're going to be kind of like this. I don't know if it is. I think they're playing games and everything. The way they're going to love you, the way they're going to want you, the chemistry, like you're embarrassed. Oh, I'm too skinny. I'm too, gordita, gordito, or, I don't know. My ass is probably not perfect. No, this person sees you, man or woman. They see you like, and they're on fire. Yes. There's this freedom. They're going to come running towards you, and you're not used to that. Some of you guys were dealing with somebody that you already know. Let's move it forward. Look, be dealing with a Capricorn or a goat right there. Freedom, a horse. Pinche riata. Some of you guys were dealing with somebody that was, and they couldn't, hombre, was not even worth it. Not even pinche rubber band. No offense if it's you, cross watcher. But fuck that. One thing I'm not embarrassed is that kind of shit. Don't ever, if something ain't working, go to the pinche doctor. Hey, what do we do about this one? I want him to get up and vámonos. What do I need? Because I'm ready for this community. I want this adventure, and I want to send a message, That's why they have them. Don't get into that, oh my God, this. No. Women go through the same things. It's easier for them. Nomás pichilubi, vámonos, pero they're not going to enjoy it either. I'm talking to my fellas, ladies. Can you plug yours? They're going to feel it. And when you know and you're confident, like, hey, I don't know what the fuck. And you're confident, like it didn't work, pero pues, let's go find out before it's too late. Maybe get a pinche cock ring or something, make the pressure be right there. Yes, no, don't ever hold back. My ladies too, like if something is, I don't know what it is, pero I don't, ya no te miro igual. I don't see you the same. Let me go get you some glasses, mija. I don't, guys, pay attention when they tell you that I don't see you the same. You better make an appointment quick, quick. The nearest fucking eye doctor, get her some glasses so that way she can see how badass you still are. Put it in the comments. Yes. Visionary. You gotta be Akira, and don't. For a lot of you guys, you're like on the verge of just picking up the phone. Hey, sabes que la cagué, man or woman. Miracles. Look, a bunch of people. All of us have similar problems. Yet we're still afraid to speak about them. Not on this channel, bitch. Aquí we're gonna talk about everything, especially when it comes to you, SEX. Why? Because the way God explained it to me, because I asked him, like, man, I'm kind of cochino. That's the way I made you. And here's the thing. When that part of our life is affected in whatever trauma we experience as a young or insecurity or anything, dude, it ruins your ability to shine, to manifest. I don't know, but people are gonna try to have that same lingo how you do it. They're not. God specifically will make you for what? To help people from different areas. There's people, look, there's that pinche alpha elephant. Pinche grandote, you already nuts are over here dragging. And he has problems too. And you be tripping. Un pinche little one acá andan chingan. Some ladies are like, man, I should have just left. Me hubiera quedado con el pajarito. You know, andaba con el tigre, el pinche tigre se le acabó el juego. No offense, pero yes, there's love when you could take the shame and guilt out of anything, because the devil will try to trap you there. Outfox that. Outfox your mentality, that devil that's coming in there. No. When you start to feel that, oh my God, what's going on? Some of you guys, Pinchy Willie or Ricky or whatever. But no, take that mindset, get the hell out of here and be open. Like, hey, babe, you know what? How about if you give me a massage first? What do you mean? Yes. And then be, give it to her first or whatever, and use your tongue. I was gonna say pendejo. I don't know who said that. I was channeling. use that creativity and say, you know what? Let's do this. And guess what? Both of you guys could enjoy it a lot better. You'll be like, fuck, I didn't know. For some of you guys, you could have anxiety in the little bit of insecurity. Like, turn the lights up. No, I want to see. You don't want to see this. Oh shit. Yes, you do. For some of you guys, it could be more exciting with the lights off. That's just the way both of you guys do it. But I'll do it like your kids, like teenagers. That's what I'm hearing, like playful. No es que no le vaya a andar de pedorro. Don't feed them beans. That's what I heard. Porque the madre, fucking whole community don't know about it. But there's love there. Vámonos pues. That's what I got for you. This was a long one, Leo. Keep pushing forward. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, and comment.